Em Rusciano,
Oh, that stuff can get really ratty. And you can look like you got a dead spider on your eyelid.
and Michael Lucas.
I was surprised at how many different forms of vibrator she had on staff.
This is Emsolation.
What advice would you give your teenage self, Michael Lucas?
You're gay. It's pretty easy.
You're in Emsolation.
Hello. Welcome. You made it. You're here. It is the first official edition of Emsolation as a Spotify exclusive. My name is Em Rusciano. I'm a writer, a singer, a stand-up comedian, a maximalist power queen, and I will be your spiritual guide for the next hour or so today. You've got a bumper edition. Joining me, as always, will be my very best friend since I was 11, one Michael Lucas, not the porn star, the screenwriter. Dudes, if you Google Michael Lucas, there's a very famous porn star in LA. That's not him. It's the other one. It's the writer. So this podcast was born in lockdown in Melbourne in 2020. We were in stage, 58. Couldn't leave the house, so Michael and I decided to maybe start recording our conversations. Thought maybe other people would like to listen to them. And it's kind of turned into a thing. Such a thing that Spotify said, hey guys, we love you and we want to have you in our house. Just our house. You're not allowed to sleep around. You've got to just be with us. And we were like, yeah, cool. So here we are. If you've come in from other platforms, welcome. We will look after you. We will rub your shoulders in a non-creepy fashion. We'll offer you snacks, drinks, gin, whatever you need. We are here for you. So I am actually right now recording this intro up where it all began. I'm in my roof. I'm literally under a fort. I've built a blanket fort so I could get some kind of soundproofing. It feels fitting to be back where it began. So last night we recorded what you're about to hear, and there was red wine involved. There was a lot of people in the room. We all got together. This whole podcast is run by a team of gay men and my daughter Marcella, who does the social media. Are you following us at Emsolation Podcast? Gemma, my assistant, also takes part. So most of us were together last night for this recording. And look, there's a lot, as always. We're going to start off with a bit of Bennifer, and then Michael interviews me about my recent diagnosis of ADHD. Yep, there you go. Just dropping that straight in here right now in the intro. I wrote a Facebook post earlier in the week it's gone a little bit viral. She needs some antibiotics. And I realised just how many people are wanting, I guess, someone with a platform and in the public eye to represent them. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still only going to be doing it. I know, I said I wouldn't talk about it, but here I am. But that's an ADHD symptom, remember? Oversharing. So I said I felt safe with Michael. Obviously, he's the person I love and trust the most in the world other than the people who I live with. And so, yeah, I walked away worried that I wasn't articulate enough, that you won't get enough from it. It's a really strange place that I'm in, and I'm going through cycles of grief and elation and adjusting to medication. So I hope the chat helps you in some way. But yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night. I was thinking, should I edit it out? I don't know. But I hope you get something out of it. If anything, maybe a better understanding of people who have ADHD and I guess the battles that every day kind of present. And then something that has been in the making for a good, I want to say 25 years. My other dear friend, Dan Brophy, some of you may know him. He's out and about. He's a model and a director and just an all-round fabulous human, beautiful, beautiful man. And I've known him since he was 16. He loves Madonna. And as you all know, Michael Lucas loves Madonna. And I'm not just saying, knows a few songs. They both claim to be the foremost experts on Madonna in my life, in the world. So finally, I got them together and we did a Madonna off. We did a quiz and I had the questions written by the head of the Australian Fan Club. So they were legit and hard. And it got dirty. I'm not going to lie. I hope you enjoy it. It was really fun. So yeah, we're going to do some Bennifer, we're going to do some ADHD chat, and then we're going to finish off with the Madonna quiz. And that may seem like a completely random series of content, but if you're a regular listener, you know that is a business as usual for us. So we're going to get straight in now. I hope you enjoyed the new theme music. Did you notice that we've got Elevated? We've got a big band. I just want to personally say again, I'm going to get teary. What a big deal this is. that you've come with us, that you've chosen us, that we are now finally here at Spotify, that I am making a living off of something that I love doing. I can't believe I get to do this for my job. At 42 years of age, I can finally say I've landed in something that is just so wonderful, and I can't do it without you. I can't do it without your ears. Make sure that you are following us on Spotify too. That helps us on the charts. So it's my great pleasure to now say, play the music.
M. Rusciano and Michael Lucas. This is Emsolation.
Hello and welcome. Oh my God, we are cramped. Hello everyone. We're cramped into Michael's tiny little editing suite in his house, and we've got Ben's in here. Say hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Liam's in here. Say hi, Liam.
Hi, Liam.
And we got Michael Lucas, obviously.
Hello, Em.
Hello, darling. We've got cameras rolling. We've got multiple microphones. It's a full-scale setup.
We've got at least 3 varieties of pads and tampons stocked.
What a surprise he's brought up the Emsolation menstruation situation.
It's an easy win for me.
Mate, I was so mad. So he does bare minimum. He fucking goes down to the supermarket and doesn't even get organic ones, by the way, and buys like 4 or 5 things, sets it up with a candle, and then, is it not the most liked photo you've ever put up?
I spent 7.5 minutes putting that post on, Em. And yes, it is.
I just want to point out how easy it is for you to be a good bloke. How easy it is for people to go, oh, well done, Michael. But you know what? I provide toilet paper for you at my house so you don't get skid marks on your jocks. Where's my fucking parade? Huh? Where's my parade? Like, you are providing the bare minimum for a natural bodily function that happens to a woman that they can't control. It's the same as toilet paper, bro.
I will be sure next time I'm at your house, if I do need to use your toilet paper, I will verbally thank you. And if you later choose to post the fact that you provided the toilet paper, then I'll support it. I'll like it.
Good. Liking's not enough. You've got to save the post. You've got to send it to someone else. You've got to write a comment. Liking is the least important thing you can do. So, yes, we're here. It's a special edition. It's the first time that we are a Spotify exclusive.
It is.
And
Extensive theme music. The fanfare.
hey, we have new theme music.
No, I know. Oh.
You haven't even heard it yet.
No.
I know. I'll have to play it to you. We have elevated big bandy theme music, and we also have new outro music. I know, it's a whole new world. We're totally professional, but still this crazy chaos in the middle. We're bookended by professionalism, but the middle part is us. Before we get to the main topic of discussion, I mean, I haven't really told everyone what we're doing, but I don't know, I'll do it in the intro. Bennifer, I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed with what's happening with Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. I just realised that his ex-wife and his girlfriend have the same name.
Oh, yeah, I've often thought about
Because
that.
I just referred to Jennifer Lopez as J-Lo. I don't know why I went formal then. Why did I go with formal J-Lo name? I don't know.
I mean, I choose to call her Jenny from the block if I can, but that's time-consuming.
Hundo P, Jenny from the block. So we did report on last week's episode, amongst all the period chat, somehow we got it in there, that they have been seen together. And you were like, oh, no, you didn't really believe, did you?
I had a really boring logical explanation for why they might be catching up because they were on that Vax Live thing. Subsequently, there has been some breaking developments and the story, it appears, has exponentially grown.
And it's my favourite kind because there's so many conspiracy theories because it's all we have in the world. Like, people our age, this is our, like, moment to re-obsess over something, because you brought up an excellent point, which I wish I had a thought of, and I'm not going to steal. But you have a theory as to why people our age especially are obsessed with Bennifer.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, you might recall that last year, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston.
Another Jennifer.
Oh, what is it about them?
It's like, oh God, it's Jennifers everywhere. It's a night of 1,000 Jennifers. My mum can make an appearance.
It's like Hollywood is dominated by 40-something white women. How's it happen?
How dare you? Meanwhile, Gwyneth Paltrow said today that the pandemic got so bad she resorted to eating bread.
Oh, my God.
Legitimately said that her low point Not all the millions of people who died around the world, not the fact that industries were shut down. Her low point was the fact that she ate bread.
Oh, look. You see a lot of stats about the pandemic, but I think if one stat brings it into sharp focus, it's how many carbs Gwyneth Paltrow ate.
She's so
What's
relatable.
happened in the world?
She's just so relatable. That's what I love about Gwenny. Anyway, we digress.
But we digress. Yes, if you recall, Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt had their little. They met up at some sort of awards show and they clutched each other's hand and he looked at her lovingly and the entire world basically stopped. I mean, I think it was actually before the pandemic, wasn't it?
We were obsessed.
We were absolutely obsessed, but it kind of went nowhere. There was nowhere for it to go. And so I felt like we had all this pent up, decades in the making, romantic, earnest energy happening and with nowhere to put it, and then now Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck have come along to give us the platform that we need. And it is the fact that it is 20 years in the making.
It's so exciting.
The moment.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I mean, I was getting so needy for this type of thing. I was starting to wish that Lockie and Emma Wiggle got back together. I was starting to root for those two to get back together. He just had twins. She's engaged. But part of me oh no, I'm maybe, did he touch her arm? They are doing Corrie together when they're on tour. So now I've got this whole story going, but now I can let them be and let them live their lives. I did go to the Wiggle show on the weekend. I do have Wiggles merch.
They must be so relieved. And we would just say, congratulations, at ease, folks. Don't tear up your life so that Hem gets a bit of entertainment.
No.
But it's the perfect level of, it absorbs you, you can obsess over it, and then still have a wonderful night's sleep.
100%.
That's what we need.
It's all care, no responsibility. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So anyway, now, just today, he has been seen whisking her off to some kind of getaway, some kind of holiday. And I was contacted because people know of our obsession and I had a JLo insider contact me via Instagram and may I share with you, the conspiracy theories are off their tits, both of them. They're amazing. And you know I love a conspiracy theory. I mean, fact. So the first, this is really spicy. Okay, here we go. I have, dear Em, I have a very close family connection to someone in JLo's camp. We laugh a lot about this story and we are so shocked that people are buying it hook, line and sinker. It's total bullshit. So they're not dating. It's not a real thing. Completely the Hollywood machine trying to change the narrative. JLo can still get the guy. She's still hot and desirable, trying to make people forget about the alleged A-Rod cheating scandal. A-Rod, who leans towards younger women, as does Ben, as we know, who also currently needs a boost. Ooh, the tea is hot, you guys. His image is a bit shaky and JLo is feeling like she's been rejected. So now the news story is she's still hot. He can still get the girl. All smiles. It's not true.
Look, I don't want to be a skeptic.
Let me tell you, there's a second message.
Oh, okay.
A second message. Okay, I know someone who works for her PR. Ooh! Now, apparently, this has come up after the A-Rod split because they wanted to take the spotlight of how her fiancé was allegedly cheating on her with younger women. So it makes her still look desirable and Ben good. They are both in on it together. Ooh! Either way, I don't care. Either way, they're hanging out together again. I mean, who's to say maybe it started out as a professional arrangement and then maybe they've gone away together and they probably booked adjoining rooms with separate beds, but maybe at midnight they're both standing at the door. The movie writes itself.
I'm going to say this is an excellent movie premise. Two celebrities that it's good for their image to pretend to be in a relationship. Was that the premise of America's Sweethearts? Either way, it would really
I'd watch the shit out
work.
of that.
They could star in it.
1,000,000%.
They've got a bit of a tortured history on screen together. It hasn't worked out well in the past, unless you count the Jenny from the Block video clip, which was spectacular. But apart from that, it hasn't worked out.
I rewatched the Jenny from the Block video last week. It is a fucking masterpiece. Why didn't it's better than Beyonce's Single Ladies clip. It's amazing. We get boats. We get sexy petrol pumping. We get ass rubbing. Ben Affleck staring dreamily into the camera. I didn't realise that he starred so much in it. It was such a mistake.
Totally
what was he
did.
thinking?
And the ass rubbing, I think we also have to, if you played it towards the youth of today, you have to sort of tell them that at the time, we're in a very ass-heavy time right now, but back then,
thank God for the Kardashians.
The ass was Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, that was it.
There was no Kardashians.
It was only ass allowed.
Yeah.
'Cause it was tits.
Yeah.
It was tits
It
for
was
so
so
long.
fulsome. There was a little Kylie ass that was allowed in certain territories in the world, but not like J-Lo's. Like she was the ass woman.
She was the ass.
And so for him to go in that video clip and give it a good rub
Yeah.
was like, that was a real.
Yeah, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
J-Lo. Yeah, I mean, and I say it every week. I say it every week. Thank God for the Kardashians, because as a big bottomed woman, it took and the flat chested woman with a big bottom, it took the tension away from the tits, and it's like, okay, asses are in. Thank God, asses are in. Thank God, asses are in. That's
I mean, the
name of the
downside is I
episode.
need to eradicate every line from my face, and I have to have so much contouring. There's an inch of makeup. But apart from that, my ass, I'm not worried about it anymore.
Asses are in.
But look, I'm just going to say about your insider's tip. I don't think it's making anyone think, oh, J-Lo can still pick up a hot guy. It's just making think, oh, she's desperate. She's going back to the ex. That is what
agree.
everyone thinks. So
I
that is
agree.
why I'm not going to question your insider. But if all I will say, if that was the strategy, I question its effectiveness.
It's a terrible strategy, because everyone's looking at it going, girl, here's a walking red flag. You could do so much better. If you need to, boink a backing dancer again. She's got priors.
Do the Wendy Deng.
Sure. Oh, yes, the Wendy Deng. Get the old guy out.
She's got
Go
the
for
beach
the hot
squad ready to go.
million
Stride.
percent. Yeah, she could hire someone better than Affleck. So that Mal makes me believe that it's real.
I think by and large it's not aspirational enough to be a fake. I think it's unfortunately got the horrible sort of rebound desperation.
She's real. What you get is what you see. She has so many bangers, honestly. When Marcella was making the stories last week, she was just playing the hit after hit, which she
Now
didn't
we're
know.
on Spotify. This is probably linking to
Oh,
our playlist.
let's make sure we get J-Lo on the Emsolation
I like
playlist.
Get Right.
Do you?
Yeah, I love that one.
Okay.
What a journey we've had. We're M with a heavily credentialed insiders, and now in the space of 2 minutes.
How dare you question my Instagram anonymous DMs?
And I just want to say, Em is a skeptical person in many, many respects, and also a security conscious person in many, many respects. But if you've got some celebrity trash, she will take it without, you don't need to show many credentials there. You just need to write, I have a friend on the inside, she's in.
How dare you? And that is correct. I feel attacked and seen all at once. All right. So I wrote a little Facebook post last night. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I did it. But I just needed to, it was burning in my fingertips. So I wrote it out and then I just pressed send, because that's the personality of an ADHD person. And it has gone a little bit viral. So we thought, you and I discussed it, and we thought it's probably time that we talk about the diagnosis.
That's the official pronunciation.
The diagnosis. Yeah. It's been, I don't know. As I said in the post, I still feel a weird amount of shame around the diagnosis because it was too easy. It's like, so now this person who's perpetually disorganized and messy and unreliable and, it's too easy. I've got something to blame. Like, it's not a real thing.
Right.
I have imposter syndrome around my ADHD diagnosis. And apparently that's very common, my psychologist says, in women. Men, not so much. So anytime it kind of gets brought up, I feel like, I don't know, like it's the stubbed toe of neurodiversity. Like, it's not really that kind of, there's no gravitas.
Well, yeah, and it's got that element of, like the thing with chronic fatigue is everyone is like, well, I get tired. And people are like, well, I'm disorganized.
Yeah.
I get distracted.
Yeah.
Maybe I have it.
Yeah.
I don't blame it. So, there's always that stigma about
There's
it.
a terrible stigma around it. And also the main stigma around ADHD for everyone is that idea of the 5-year-old boy bouncing off walls who can't drink red cordial, who is totally disruptive in class and everyone just wants him to go away. That's the idea I think most people have about ADHD.
That's the idea I had.
Me too.
100%.
Me too.
And I knew those boys. They disrupted so many
They
classes.
terrorized us.
But it is tricky, isn't it? Because, the thing about women with a variety of neurological and mental health things is they mask. Women learn to mask. With men, it's just unfortunately all out in the opening. But actually, fortunately, because it means things get diagnosed, whereas women learn to code their look and their behaviour so that you can no one can pick anything as wrong.
And I certainly have been doing that for my whole life.
Well, I want to know.
Okay,
so
go.
let's talk about.
Michael's going to be yarn event and interview me.
Well, That was my yarn event. It was
Hello,
not very good,
Yana.
was it?
Hello, Yana. Okay, so we agreed that Michael would interview me about the ADHD. Go.
And the first thing is, okay, so obviously this is a very recent diagnosis. We're talking in the last few months. How did you get on the path towards getting this diagnosis? What was it about the past year? I mean, obviously for many, and I do think that there is this consistent thing that a lot of people post 2020 have been examining their mental health because basically it was under attack so badly.
Mm-hmm.
But what was it for you? How did you get on this path towards a diagnosis?
I think, well, you hit the nail on the head. It was the fact that I was forced to kind of stop down within my own environment and I wasn't chronically busy. And I just was like, and I kept saying to you, Michael, I'm exhausted. Do you remember what I just say to you? I'm so tired. I'm just exhausted all the time. And all my symptoms, I started developing really bad OCD. I was having bad intrusive thoughts. I couldn't finish anything. I couldn't read emails. I couldn't answer text messages. And everything just seemed to be getting on top of me. And initially I thought I was going through menopause. So I just went to my doctor, and he is actually the doctor who pulled me from my mother's vagine. So he's known me my whole life. And I want you to know, Dr. Tony was wearing a Hawaiian shirt and glittery Cuban-heeled boots when he pulled. He's a straight man when he pulled me out, and he still wears that stuff in the theatre. So my first view was like a half-drunk man in a Hawaiian shirt with glittery shoes. That makes sense.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
So appropriate.
So I kind of went to see him, and he said, "What's up?" And I said, "I'm losing my mind, Tony." I burst into tears in the office, and I kind of described everything and how I was feeling, and I'm feeling like super oversensitive and I can't concentrate on anything, And he said to me, well, you know, what do you think it is? And he said, you're a smart person. And I said, well, is it menopause or could it? And I remember I don't know why I said it. Honestly, I just said, could it be like something like ADHD? And he said, well, let's check. So we checked my hormones. And he sent me off to a neural behavioural psychologist, and the hormones came back normal, and the neural behavioural psychologist test did not.
And so what was that test? Was it a scan?
Yeah.
Or was it,
So they put electrodes on your head, and they monitor your brain activity, like just sitting still, like no stimulus. You just sit there with your eyes shut, literally, and they monitor what your brain does when you have no stimulus. And then I also had to do a thing called a TOVA, which is an attention test. And I was not good at that. Like during the test, I knew I was failing it. Like during the test, I wanted to go to the nurse, excuse me, just tank this. I've failed. Like I couldn't. Basically, all you had to do was press the button every time a white dot appeared in a certain spot. And it was like 15 minutes that I had to do it. And by about 60 seconds, I was anticipating the dot. I was trying to cheat the test. and then I like looked out the window and I'm like, when am I going to cook for dinner? Oh shit, I've missed a dot. So it was bad. And so the attention test showed me straight away, I'm like, okay, well, if this is the measure, I'm fucked. And then sure enough, I was -7 and the worst is -10.
And we should also say there was an attention, because sometimes I think one of the difficult things about it is because it's ADHD, attention deficit, you sort of just narrowly focus on that. But I remember in the lockdown, like you were talking about, Em had a contract to write a book and it was not going well. Like you were finding it physically painful. You just couldn't do it. But it was a confusing one because I also was finding it hard to write, but I still was. I still was getting a lot done. So the attention part of it still is a big part of it, only the symptoms spread out much further than that.
I was paralyzed during lockdown. I couldn't start or finish a thing. I felt like a really disgruntled, uncomfortable cat trying to find a spot to lay down and sit. And I knew I had to sit down and write this book, and so I would open it up and I would sit down and I'd start to feel a bit fizzy and a bit sleepy, and then I would have to do a lap around the room, and then I'd write one sentence, and then I'd check Instagram, and then I'd have to walk away again, and then I'd come back, and it would take me about 2 hours to sit down. And then once I got there, I could write for a bit, and then that was it. I was done. I was exhausted. And this was the thing that was happening every day. But also my whole life has been pinpointed by strange behaviour that I've just always put down to the point that I'm a weirdo.
Well, and also you don't share a lot of it. Like some of the OCD symptoms that you talked about, like you're talking about you having to
Touch wood.
Yeah, what is that? I haven't even noticed that. I've never even seen it.
I just do that, but I have to do it I was doing it up to 100 times a day in the end because they asked me to keep track of the behaviour. So anytime I have an intrusive thought, something like Scott's going to have a bike accident, ironic, something's going to happen to my dad, something's going to happen to the dogs, anything. Anytime it comes to my head, if I can't find wood to touch, it's a foregone conclusion. It's definitely going to happen.
Oh, God.
So my brain obsesses over finding, and it can't be like, it has to be real wood. Like it can't be like veneer or like it's something fake or Laminex. Like I have to go and find the wood, and I can't live my life until I've found the wood to tap.
Yeah.
And it was getting out of control, that OCD response to the intrusive thoughts.
Okay, so you get the test back and it's like a -7.
-7. And basically the psychologist said to me, I can't believe what you have managed to achieve considering how severely you have ADHD.
But here's another question that I have. Partially, are some of your achievements because...
Yes.
Okay, so break that down for me. Like, I know it's a massive handicap in some ways to be able to have to push through things, but then on the other hand, does your brain have to get hyper good at some things? Like
Yes.
what?
So the main result of the ADHD behaviour in the positive column was the risk-taking behaviour. So I don't have fear in unfamiliar situations when it comes to myself. Like I have a lot of fear, anxiety around my family and friends. But if it's throwing myself into the deep end, I've no fear about it. So the example of that would be auditioning for a singing competition when I'm not a singer and I don't really know music and I don't really have any business being there, but doing it anyway. Or, taking a job in broadcast radio as a breakfast announcer in Perth when I've never even walked into a radio studio. Or starting stand-up comedy, having never told a joke in my life. But sure, I'll just write a show and get on stage and do the comedy. And the risk-taking behaviour for me, all the tattoos, deciding to have a baby at 21, all those things, moving interstate, I'm a totally in the moment hedonistic person who needs instant gratification all the time. So the risk-taking gave that to me. And I don't know that I would have done all those.
All those risks were good though.
Yeah, but at the time they seemed insane. And they could have gone so badly. Think about it.
They could have, but
a
they didn't.
non-singer doing
They
a
didn't.
singing competition, a non-broadcaster going into radio, a non-stand-up writing a stand-up show. Like everything I've ever done has been, what the audacity? I have the audacity of a straight white man in his 50s.
But I still feel like a lot of people listening would think, I wish if I had her ability, I wish that and you did always have the ability to back it up.
I didn't. I think I'm very, very good at bluffing and pretending and treading water because my whole life I've had to do that to kind of mask what was really happening. So I think I'm a master of delivering just enough to appear competent, and then I ferociously study it and don't sleep, so I become a master. But I'm good enough to fake it first. And I faked it with everything I've done. I've learnt on the fly everything about my career. I've been self-taught. And
so that aspect, what were the other big parts of ADHD that were just like massive, like, oh yeah, that explains, that's it?
Just the weird stuff like the total sensory overload, the world coming at me at 100 at all times. Like walking into a shopping centre, I will hear people pressing on the EFTPOS machine. I'll hear the music from the shop. I'll hear the doors opening and closing. I'll hear people talking. I'll hear trash cans being emptied. And that all comes at me all at once, all the time. And I'm desperately trying to kind of filter it out and maybe have a conversation with the person I'm with. And I just thought that's how it was for everyone.
Yeah, that's interesting actually, because sometimes, I mean, there have been many times where I've sort of felt like sometimes I've wanted to, it's clear that you were sensitive and would feel things very heavily. And sometimes more like I just want to say, don't worry about it. Like, I guess it's sort of recognizing that I guess I had some sort of ability to say, I can just categorize that in don't worry about it. But you lacked that ability. And sometimes it felt like you were obsessing on things that really you don't have to worry about this.
Yeah, but that's why you're my best friend, I think, because you're very good at saying to me, no, it doesn't matter and here's why. But a lot of people would just look at me and go, you're just too hard. This is too hard. You're like, and I obsess over tiny little single things, and one emotion can sweep me away for, like one tiny thing I'll obsess over and I'll say to you, my whole day's ruined. I'm absolutely desolate over this. And that's not normal, but I didn't know that. I just thought I was like overly sensitive and a bit nutty.
But you did, which in a complicated way, you have, as an adult, developed the ability to recognise. Like often you'll declare it, to me at least, you'll declare it. You'll go, oh, I'm in a black mood. I can't, like I'm a write-off today, forget it. But even that in itself is a pretty sophisticated thing to be able to do, to just sort of step out of yourself a bit, enough at least to make that situation, I don't know, work. But I mean, in some ways that's a trap. Maybe it meant that you didn't get diagnosed for way longer.
I think so. And also because I was just able to mask it so well. But I found pictures of me as a kid and I just cried because I looked at her little face and I just remember I was always ferociously studying people to figure out how to like get away with appearing normal, but also not saying, because I always want to say the thing that comes straight into my mind, always. Like I have a compulsion to speak without filter, which we know.
Well, yeah, which is also, I'm going to say, part of your charm.
But it's not great when you're a kid and you're having these thoughts.
No.
So for me, it was always minimizing myself, being smaller, being quiet, not drawing attention, but also just busting out at the seams to want to. So it was this constant battle within me, and I didn't know that that's what it wasn't like for other kids. And honestly, the maths teacher would stand in front of me and they would deliver on this, like they would write the problem down, and I could not write it down as it appeared on the blackboard, and then I wouldn't understand it, and I'd go home and I would sit and I would stare at it and I would cry and cry and cry because I could not figure out maths. But there were kids in my class who I knew I was smarter than, who were totally getting it, but I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I get pulled aside. You're not trying hard enough. You're very bright. You get distracted very easily. We need you to try harder. Why are you being lazy with this stuff? But then the things that I was interested in, I get fucking obsessed with. Like it's a laser obsession. It's like I cannot. If something engages me, I have to study it all the way to the edges until it's broken and worn out and clocked.
I will learn every syllable
Pretty
of that
much.
salt and pepper rap.
All of it. I was amazing at salt and pepper raps. That's why my mum always screamed at me. If you need 12 times tables as well as you need fucking salt and pepper raps. She never said fucking. I threw that in. My mum doesn't swear. So yeah, and I'm still unraveling it. But just like I said, things like I can't wear hair ties around my wrist because I feel like I'm choking. I can't follow recipes. I can't follow maps. I can't follow instructions to put IKEA furniture together. My brain lacks executive function, which is what was explained to me on the very first day of my diagnosis. It's an orchestra who have incredible musicians but no conductor. So there is
Right.
no leadership in my brain whatsoever. There's none. It's just chaos.
And so in terms of treatment and everything like that, what does that look like? And also what sort of, is it just a case of you will manage it and you'll have more self-knowledge, or is it a case of you can improve some of this or?
All of that. So I'm on medication. I'm on a slow-release Ritalin, and it's been, for me, and I'm really hesitant to talk about the medication because I don't want anyone to listen to this and go, oh, well, that's what I need and it's a magic bullet. For me, it has been. I have to say, within half an hour of taking it, it was like putting on glasses for the first time. It was like the world came into sharp focus and the normal shouty internal monologue that I had stopped. And my anxiety is pretty much gone. It's been ridiculously incredible, but I have been really reluctant to talk about it because it's worked specifically for my brain chemistry and my situation, but it won't be the same for other people. So I don't want anyone listening now to think, oh, then the answer is Ritalin. It's not, perhaps, for you. But for me, I'm also doing like weekly therapy sessions with a clinical psychologist. I'm also making drastic changes to my diet. I've cut out all gluten. I've cut out all additives. I'm like only drinking rarely when Michael like bullies me. I've given up coffee completely. I exercise every day. I'm really protective of my energy and my dopamine levels. I'm really good at now articulating things to people when they ask me something or I can't understand it or I'm really good at saying I have ADHD, so I need you to kind of slow down and do that again. So it's not one thing, it's a combination of a total lifestyle change.
Oh, I've certainly noticed that you're more settled somehow. I don't like. There are certain things like even tonight I was running late, and the Em of old. It's not that I was worried you'd be angry or annoyed or anything like that, but I guess I could mostly say, "Oh, I'm worried if I'm late, it will unsettle her in some way."
I'm
and
so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Like
No, but I was going to say
true.
this. But this time, I just sort of felt like, even though it's only been like a few weeks, I even felt like, oh, she'll be fine, and you were. You were completely fine.
Nothing phases me anymore. Whereas before, everything phased me. Everything. Every tiny thing fucking phased me. And now I'm fine. It's so strange and it's sad.
And talk about that as well because it's come with an element of grief.
I'm cycling through the most intense grief because I just think about all the relationships I've tanked and bombed, all the jobs, all the things I could have perhaps done, the terrible self-talk and my terrible self-esteem is all a result of me thinking that, all the teachers and people that told me that I didn't try hard enough, that I'm lazy, that I'm messy, all those things are true. So yeah, I just all that, but I'm processing it. It's a process, and the grief. It's the time that I've lost. It's the saddest part. I think I'm 42. I'm not like dead, but I'm halfway. And I just think every day for me was so hard up until 8 weeks ago. I would wake up in the morning and I wasn't sure if I was going to cry, scream, break something, like want to drive my car off a cliff. I didn't know what I was facing because I was so beholden to everything around me and other people's the way they approached me. So every day I had to fight so hard to try and find a normal. And now I wake up and it's just a foregone conclusion that it's going to be normal.
I know. I mean, my thing about the grief was just, the part that was been really, it's all about me at the end of the day.
Good.
The part that was difficult for me was, I guess I kind of felt like, especially when you were saying you were so grief-stricken, and I granted, obviously it would be, obviously your life would have been much easier if you'd been diagnosed early, but my initial reaction was, but would you have been you? Like, and as someone who's like experienced the past few decades with you, for me,
You're
it would
the
be
only person that likes me, for me. It's really true. No, for all the people.
I think there's a solid 500,000 people out there.
But they only know Public M. I really struggle with, like, I've got the same tight friends that I've had for a couple of decades. I'm not good at making new friends because I don't trust that they're going to like me when they really get to know me. So, But you really know me better than anyone else. And you also enjoy tragic, dramatic, over-the-top, completely wound-up bonkers divas. You love those people.
That's true.
So I don't know that you're of good measure. But yes, I have a great community, but they only get a curated version of them.
I know. I guess all I mean is, as much as obviously, I wish that we'd been onto this diagnosis, and also because the post-diagnosis you is still you. But I guess it's just amidst the grief. It's just I'm glad that you were you.
Yeah. But I as someone who lived me.
No, I know. And obviously there were all these dimensions there's so many elements of it that I didn't
It's
even
really
know.
hard work to be Russiano pre-diagnosis. I'll tell you. I'm amazed I survived as long as I did. I'm going to wrap it up, the chat now. But I will be obviously delving into it more and finding more out about myself. And as I said, ADHD the musical possibly in the next 5 years. But I do want to talk about it a bit more because the Facebook post has kind of gone a bit viral and so many, there's 3,000 comments and so many of you asking questions and feeling seen and also talking about your kids and glad that perhaps your kids can end up successful like me. So if it's helped you, I'm glad. But that's all for the ADHD chat now because coming up next, there's something that has been almost as long in the making. One of my very dear friends, Dan Brophy, is a Madonna expert. And as you all know, my very dearest friend, Michael Lucas, is also a Madonna expert. So what you're going to hear next is a Madonna off. Who is the foremost Madonna expert in M. Rusciano's life? What a question. We'll find out next.
M. Rusciano and Michael Lucas. This is Emsolation.
Okay, and now I'd like to welcome... Do you like my professional voice? You normally comment when I do a professional voice.
No, I do. Oh, no, sorry.
He's all geared up.
No, I'm in competitive mode.
Fucking go. She's gone into Eye of the Tiger mode. I'd like to welcome to the Emsolation podcast a dear friend of mine, Dan Brophy.
It's good to be here.
Hello, my darling.
Hello.
You did miss the ADHD intense interview that Jana Venti conducted on me.
That would be very relevant for me because I am actually in the process of doing my own ADHD discovery.
This is wild. And it's not because I inspired you to. You, at the same time as me, realised.
Yeah. Actually, the reason I called attention to it was because when I started working with other people, I realised that other people got things done in a way that I actually wasn't capable of doing. And because I was paying them, I was like, I would fire me right now compared to how much better all these 20-year-olds are at actually achieving things without, in lengths of time longer than 25 minutes.
Oh, my goodness. So you'll get, oh, wow.
So I took a friend who's a psychiatrist out for coffee. I said, look, this is what I'm experiencing. Could this be a something? And he goes, I think you've got a good grounds to explore it further. So I'm about to sign up and do the proper assessment.
Yes, which is what I've done. And, oh, God, well, like attracts like. It wouldn't surprise me.
And also all my favourite people, all my best mates in the world are all on the spectrum of ADHD in some capacity.
Oh, my goodness. Well, here I am. Here you are.
Case in point.
Dan and I met in 1998.
Yes.
He
When were white string bikinis?
I bought
Have
a
they
white.
ever gone out of fashion?
No, I bought a white. Oh my god! If I tried one of those on now, they would call the wildlife police if they saw me in a white bikini. It would not be good. It would not be good in any way. I went to General Pants. Dan was working there at Shoppo, and
I may have sold you a pair of Royal Elastics.
you did. You sold me some Royal Elastics. Oh my god! Remember Royals? Those shoes.
Is this legitimately how you met?
Yes.
You.
I was
I
was 16 working at General Pants Doncaster. Amy came in to buy a bikini. I poked my head just near the top of the change room and said, "Look at me."
Look at me. How does
How's
it
it-
look?
how's it look?
How
Look
does
at
it
me.
look? Look at me. And I said,
And
Kimmy, I got one word for you. Amazing. And we became.
And I said, as a straight 16-year-old,
straight 16-year-old.
this is what I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So there are two people in this room that met you when they were
Straight.
straight.
Yeah. Ironically.
Myself as a fairy in Midsummer Night's Dream.
And myself asking him how much under eye glitter was too much to go to a rave at the Docklands.
It's true. But he was straight. And we became inseparable. And when I introduced him to the elders, the elder gays,
Yeah.
as we called them, they were all like, Emmy, come on. I'm like, but, he hasn't realised yet. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it
Don't
for
ruin
him.
the surprise.
Just let him. And they're like, we have to tell him. Like, it was as obvious as you.
No, but you took the same stance. He can't be told. It
I was
needs to
gentle.
emanate from within.
Correct. It's a gentle process. But in the end, here he is. A
yes.
stunning homosexual man.
She was like my doula. She was my gay doula. She midwived me through.
Out of the closet.
Into gayness.
Brilliant. So, yes. So, I've known each of you a very long time. And all three of us obviously worship at the altar of one Madonna Louise Veronica Ciccone. And me, I more take the kind of she stole my life, my career. I think she might be my biological mother approach. One earring, obviously. You guys have gone the route of forensically studying and becoming complete scholars of Madonna Louise Veronica Ciccone.
I would say that's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I always look to Madonna in times of need. Like for me, it's what would Madonna do on a daily basis whenever faced with two options in life. It's the WWMD.
Oh, I love it.
And also, I mean, look, if I come across a YouTube clip of interviewing, that I haven't seen, I'm surprised.
I know.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, here we go. I mean, they're getting the.
But they're all being uploaded now by nerds. So
Yeah.
you're looking, you go, oh my God, I didn't know she
I
did
did-
that interview
with
in
German-
1994 for the
with German
Bedtime Stories.
MTV. I don't remember that.
It's happening,
that
guys. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
Also, I feel like we should also. I mean, I feel very high stakes in this competition because I've always been unchallenged in my own sphere as the main Madonna scholar. I've never, and the one time we did do a test on this, I only dropped one question,
Correct.
and frankly, I think it was a technicality. I think I just
No,
but also
yeah.
to compound matters, Dan's younger.
And this is why I'm so happy to be here because I'm dating someone that's younger than me and he doesn't give a crap about Madonna.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly
Well done
trying
for keeping
to
the relationship together.
I like the challenge. It keeps me on my toes because I think if I was with an aficionado like myself, I wouldn't have anything to work for.
You wouldn't even have memories of when she first appeared.
He's not that much younger than us.
No, I'm 38. So I'm.
But I do want to just point out, then this will hurt you. He has met her and
I know this.
also hooked up with one of her backing dancers.
Sure.
Like he hung out with her when she was here. I'm so
I
sorry.
feel
I'm
like
so sorry.
we should say, yeah, I look like what I am, which is a nerd who would pay thousands of dollars to go to a concert. Dan looks like someone Madonna would have dated in the early 90s.
Now, Dan looks like, he's too old. You're too old.
Yeah,
too
too
old to
white.
date her
Too
now.
white now as
Too
well.
old to date her now. Too white. True.
Yes.
No, he's half Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh
it's
my God, no,
Ferguson.
you're totally,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I give her the cred. She's ticking the boxes.
No, you did get to meet our Lady Madge, didn't you?
I got to meet her backstage after she did that
Stand-up show that we were
that
all
stand-up
at
show
at
at the
4 a.m.
Forum.
We were
Yes.
all there, all three
Tears
of us.
of a Clown,
Yeah.
aka Tears of the Crowd, then I didn't have a good experience with her because she had a few drinks
so
on
drunk.
stage.
Yeah.
She was rude. She actually thought I was asked. Everyone around her was very sycophantic. Like, oh my God, Em, you're amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask her a real question. So I say, oh, well, this is a really interesting show tonight. Is this like a blueprint for the sort of show you might want to do in the future? And she deadpans me and goes, are you press?
Oh,
And-
Michael would have jizzed his pants at that moment. Like,
And-
that would
No,
be amazing
I
for you.
don't
You would
think
love
that
that.
would have been my reaction.
You would love that.
Are you pressed?
If she
No,
addressed you
because
like
that's
that.
like her being
It's-
suspicious.
no, it's her saying, get out of my
Yeah.
inner
Oh, I
sanctum.
know. I
No, she
love
wouldn't
that.
like to be. No.
And, and then the friend who introduced us was like, oh, no, Em, this is my friend Dan. Like, he's great.
Did she get called M?
M, yeah.
Oh my God.
And
The
That's my
reaction
name. That's
you
my name,
want
guys. That's
is
my
not, are you pressed? The reaction you want is, you have an innate understanding of my work. Do you want to come and go out on my boat and watch dolphins in Miami or something like that? Like I once did with Gloria Estefan.
we should work together. Yeah.
How do you even know that? That's not a
Do
question.
you know that I've spoken to her on the phone?
What?
Yep.
When?
I'm sure I've told you this.
No.
I was
This is
wor-
going to be the world's longest podcast. So keep going.
I was working for Baz Luhrmann.
Oh, just pick that name up.
Oh, no, but I was. And I was working late at night.
This is a hardcore flex, by the way. This is
Yeah.
Michael fucking flexing.
A call comes through at about sort of 7:30 at night, and there was no one on reception anymore. So I pick up the phone and I go, "Hello, Baz, mate. This is Michael speaking." And I hear, "Hi, it's Madonna. Can I speak to Baz?" I was like, and I couldn't remember how to transfer the call. I just couldn't remember what to do with the buttons. And so I go, "Absolutely, absolutely. I'll just put you through." Panicked, put the phone down, and bolted all the way through. It was quite a mansion he lived in. Bolted all the way there. And I'm like, Baz, it's Madonna, and I can't transfer the call. I don't know what I'm doing. And so and then Baz was like frozen for a second, and he like bolted with me, and we bolted the whole way up. And then he gets there, and he was like calmed himself down, and he goes, "Madonna, hi, it's Baz. Anyway, and they chatted for a while, and that was it. So basically, I got her saying, "Hi, it's Madonna," and the reason she wanted him to direct her confessions on a dance floor tour, and he turned her down.
I'm kind of glad that he did, because Jonas Ackland, who did it instead, did one of the greatest.
Okay, all right, here we are.
They're getting the Madonna dicks out.
Imaginable.
The Madonna dicks are out. They're flopping them on the table. And as of that note, I begin the Madonna off. I want you both to know that these questions were written by the president of the Madonna Australia fan club, Daniel Garnier. He is an avid listener of this podcast also. And these are legit questions. They're tough, they're hard. The rules of engagement are your buzzers, your names are your buzzers. Buzz in. So your buzz is
Michael?
yes, and your buzz is
Dan.
Ooh.
He's only got one syllable.
What do you want to do, Mike?
No,
That'll be
Michael
weird.
will be fine.
Mike will
I've
be
just got to get
weird.
it in front.
Makes me
Okay.
uncomfortable. Okay.
I might slap my hand at the same time.
Okay, fine. If you get the question wrong, the other person gets a chance. to
Okay,
Do you know the rules of engagement?
I
Yes.
understand the rules.
All right. I'm sure there'll be some appropriate dramatic music inserted by MDV, my editor. Here we go. Question 1. What is Madonna's family business?
Michael,
Yes.
her dad runs a vineyard.
Correct. 1 point to Michael. Okay. Question 2. Don't slap the table.
Sorry.
It's really fucking everyone up.
Sorry.
Okay. Which of the 16 celebrities mentioned in Vogue is an athlete, and what sport did they play?
Michael.
Venom.
Michael.
Joe DiMaggio,
And what did-
baseball.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so butch. Okay. Oh, Dan, come on, babes.
because there's a Madonna reference.
Okay, here we go. Okay, this is an easy one. I knew this. This is a gimme, so get ready. Question 3. When Madonna's sex book was released, who was she dating at the time?
Michael.
Dan.
Oh, Michael. What? Who?
Vanilla Ice.
Fuck.
Sorry.
You're so good. You are old.
No, you were only a half second behind.
Okay, come on, Dan. Get
critical
aggressive. You
half
can do
second.
this. Okay, here we go. Question 4. Who does Madonna lick on the face in her video, Beautiful Stranger?
Dan.
Yes.
Mike Myers.
Yes!
Oh,
Yes, babes! Yes! I don't want to play favourites, but I don't want him to win because I'll never hear the end of it. All right, here we go. Question 5. In 2005, Madge fell off her horse.
Dan. Collarbone.
Yes!
Oh!
Yes! Woo! She's fucking good.
Okay.
Love that for you. Here we go. Question 6. In 2003, the spy comedy film Cody Banks came out. What is its link?
Michael. She's a producer on it.
Yes, correct. Okay.
Oh, fuck, that's obscure.
Okay, here we go. Question 7. Name the song this lyric is from. How could it hurt you when it looks
Dan.
so good? Yes.
Oh, I know it.
Hollywood.
Yes!
Damn it.
Yes! Ooh, the steaks. I'm jizzing. Question 8. What do Hannah Gadsby and Madonna have in common?
Michael, they're
Yes.
both Kiss women. I don't know.
Is that your final answer?
Oh, well, there's got to be more than
Oh,
that.
it's Dan. They both had specials on.
Both incorrect. They have the same agent, Team ID.
Oh.
Okay. Number 9. Okay, here we go. Name Madonna's siblings.
Dan.
Okay, go.
Christopher.
Yes.
Michael.
No. Michael Lucas, go.
I'm going to say is there a Mario there?
Yes.
And I'm going to say there's so many.
There's
Is
so
there
many.
a Jennifer there?
Yes. It's the night of 1,000 Jennifers.
Night of 1,000 Jennifers. Fucking there's the artist. There's the female artist.
Okay, I'm going to have to wind you up soon.
Okay, no, I don't know.
Okay, both
Wait,
failed.
wait.
Christopher, Melanie,
Melanie.
Paula, Anthony, Jennifer,
Oh.
Mario, and Martin. Ciccone.
Yeah.
Okay, fail. Question 10. What year did Madonna leave Michigan for New York City?
Dan.
Yes.
1977.
No, 78.
Oh, I was gonna. Anyway, all right.
Sorry.
I knew it was the year of my birth.
You did not know that.
I did.
Lies. Of
course I
Liza
did.
Minnelli. Question 11. What year, there's some easy ones here, so you get your confidence back. What year did Holiday come out?
Dan.
Yes, Dan?
1982.
Michael, can I come in?
Yes.
83.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Michael didn't even need to be told. Oh, this is close though, bitches.
Is it? Okay.
Question 12. How are Patricia Arquette and Madonna linked?
Dan.
Yes, Dan.
Desperately Seeking Susan.
But also,
Second cousins.
a point each. Desperately Seeking Susan and their 10th cousins. Point each. Point each. All right. Here we go. Question 13. Which Australian media outlet is banned from all Madonna events?
Wow. Whoa! It's the first double stump.
Anyone? Anyone?
I-
3, 2.
Uh,
Have a guess.
it would.
Is
It would
anyone
be
gonna
something like
guess?
New Idea or Woman's Day or something like that. 'cause
Incorrect. The
it-
Daily Mail. Question 14. Same. M. Rusciano has the same rules. Question 14. Who is Madonna's longtime guitarist?
Michael.
Ooh, I'm giving it to Dan.
Monty Pittman.
Yes! Not to be biased. Yes, Dan. Okay, here we go. Okay. Question 15. Name all of her children in age
Michael.
order.
Dan.
In age order.
From oldest,
Oldest to
to
youngest.
Lourdes,
Yeah.
Rocco,
Yeah.
David,
Yeah.
Mercy,
Yep. Here's the tricky bit. Which twin came first?
Esther. No. Sorry. Fuck. No, I'm out. Oh no, wait. Damn it! I know that he
I'm
knows
not
it.
giving away a thing.
Okay,
Say-
so you can get it. So I
Wait,
can get it.
say
now.
it. Say
Yeah,
it.
no.
Say no. You got to say it. Finish your order. So you've gone Lourdes, Rocco, David, Mercy. Then who came
I
next?
can't remember the twins' names. You're gonna get it.
Oh my God! You're out. Go.
Okay, so I'd say Stella and Esther.
It was Estelle first,
Esther first.
but Dan gets the points because he knew the name.
Oh, I said Esther.
Shut up! I'm the rule maker. I make the rules.
Oh my God, okay.
16. Okay. What did Madge famously yell at her wardrobe team in I'm Going to Tell You a Secret? Even I knew this one.
Her wardrobe team and
So in the behind the scenes documentary, which I'm assuming you've
Yeah,
both seen, I'm going
yeah.
to tell you a secret. She famously screamed something at the wardrobe team.
I remember her saying, "I can't stop shitting." But
Something about her outfit.
Stinks.
I'm not a button person. Come on, you two.
Okay.
Even I knew that. You don't remember that?
I don't think
'Cause
much
I'm not
about that
a button person
documentary
either.
was famous.
Yeah. Okay. Question 17. What happened between Kevin Costner and Madge in 19...
Michael.
Yes, Michael.
she
Dan wasn't born, to be fair.
in Bed with Madonna, he came backstage and he said, "I thought your show was neat," and she said, "Nobody calls my show neat."
No, she
Correct.
said anyone who says my show is
show-
neat
neat
has
has
to
gotta
go.
But then what subsequently happened?
She did an apology on stage to him.
In
she said
which tour? You don't have to
The-
answer that, but you get it.
I think
the Canada leg of the tour.
I think it was the Rebel Heart tour, wasn't it, or the
Earlier.
MDNA? Yeah.
Okay. Well done, Michael. Okay. Oh, but you were both very good at that, but I'll go back to my little score sheet. It's very close. Okay, here we go. Question 18. Which bottled water company does Madge prefer on her rider?
Dan.
Dan?
Fiji.
Yes. How do you know that, you freak?
He's been backstage.
Correct.
I stole one.
Hasn't ever washed that bottle.
Question 19. Finish this quote. I always thought of losing my virginity.
As a career move, Michael.
Yes, Michael! Yes! Strong! Coming back, Lucas.
Coming back. Okay.
Oh, this could be rigged. I'm Italian. This could go
Yeah.
either way. Okay. Question 20. This was fascinating. I only learnt this today. Which movie role did Madonna miss out on in 1992 that she
Dan.
Yes.
Chicago.
No. That she campaigned hard for. 92, wanted it badly.
Oh, Michael. She actually wanted Laurie Petty's role in League of Their Own.
Damn.
She did
Incorrect.
want that, though.
Incorrect.
No, I got. She wanted Frida.
Nope, she wanted the role of the bodyguard that Whitney Houston later got. There you go.
She did.
I think that's all my questions.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. That was a really anticlimactic end question. Sorry, guys. The
Ah.
bodyguard. But Whitney got it.
There, around that time as well, there was a failure to launch version of Chicago with Demi
Yes.
Moore and Madonna.
Oh, no, and Goldie Hawn.
Goldie
Okay,
Hawn.
That was a bit
I'm
later, I
the
think.
quizmaster. You can't argue
Okay,
new
sorry.
questions.
We can
in.
just
Here
talk
we
about
go,
this
the
other-
final count.
Okay.
Michael, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my God, it's a tie.
Oh.
I don't know how that's possible because 8 plus 8 equals 16 and there were 20 questions. Well done, everyone. Yay!
That was the best case.
Well
scenario.
done. And ultimately, this has been filmed in HD, so you're the real winner, let's face it.
Oh, and ultimately, I have ADHD, so no one can yell at me for tabulating things wrong. Yay! All right, that ends Emsolation for this week, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Dan Brophy, thank you for
Oh,
doing the Madonna off.
My pleasure.
What a joy. Michael Lucas, I hate how knowledgeable you are.
This is Emsolation.
That's it. We're done. Well done. First episode as a Spotify exclusive finished. We've moved in. We've unpacked the boxes. We're having a wine. We're enjoying the feel of new carpet under our toes. We've lit a candle that smells of fig and cigar. Oh, that would be nice. Anyway, please enjoy the funky outro music that you're now hearing. Yes, I wanted to send you all into your day with a strut. And I said to my friends Bestie and Zeke, who are from Entente Music, who also helped me record all my Rage and Rainbow songs, can you write me some funky outro music? Because I want everyone to go into their days strutting. You know, like you're in a film clip and you're walking to the beat down the street and you catch yourself in a shop window and you're like, yes, queen. That's what I want for you. I want to remind you to follow us on Instagram at Emsolation Podcast. My daughter Marcella is the social media captain, and all the supporting documents, photos, videos are there. It really brings the podcast to life. We'll also have a Spotify playlist, yes, with Madonna, with J-Lo, and pretty much any song we ever mention. There'll be information for that over at Instagram as well. I also just wanted to let you all know that I am on tour in June. I am coming to you. Adelaide, Brisbane and Sydney. Please come along and see my band, support the arts, support live musicians, my crew. It's just so wonderful to be back out on stage, and it feels like it could be taken away at any time. So I'm just trying to get it in. M. Rusciano Live and Unleashed. Information at mrusciano.com. That's it. That's all I have to say to you. Thank you for choosing us. You know it means the world to me. And before I go, I do want to let you know that the Emsolation podcast is produced by me, Em Rusciano, also executively produced by the incredible Ben Wasley, who also writes all the podcast descriptions. He's also the voice you hear introducing us at the start of the podcast. I want to thank Mark Davila for doing all the editing, and that's a job. Marcella, my daughter, for doing the socials. Liam O'Brien for making the wonderful videos that go up on our Instagram, and Jem Evans for all her assistance. And until next week, guys, thank you so much for choosing us. And, have a wonderful week. I don't want it to end. I'm going to let it end so you can listen to the funk music. Bye, guys.